To me, it looks too clunky. It looks too. It just looks too clunky, and I don't like a super clunky look um, on my pieces. Each of their own, though, right? That's what makes every artist and every creator different. They all have their vibes that they like, and so I just roll with the ones I like. We experiment sometimes, though. Let's put some gloves on so I don't have Danish oil fighting that for the next couple of hours. Dun, 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 dun. Which some folks actually
Jack
say.
Frost says I only like things Hula doesn't like. Venus Tranquility asks a leather cord.
A leather cord for what, Venus? You keep throwing me curveballs, Venus. What are you talking about? A leather cord?
Grandpa says I would put a big brass doorknob on it.
Would
Better
you?
to smack Spectre with.
Is that what it is? Okay. All right. All right.
Venus Tranquility says it's a gorgeous bowl.
Thank you. And I kind of made it the way I kind of like them. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds absurd. Look what the Danish show does to that curly maple.
JC says it looks like it can be a candle holder.
It could be. It could be. The cool part about these here, though, JC, is these are actually just lidded finial boxes.
Big White Wolf says I would put a Werther's slingshot on it.
Would you? Well, why not? We could actually tie it to a brick and then throw it into the river as well. We could do that as well. Or we could.
Jack Frost says snuff box if it was your persuasion.
It could be. Or I mean, I see this as a small, like a little. It's basically a little
Grandpa
box.
says I like the way you're thinking. WW.
Yeah. All right. Let's see if this dude here pops. Yeah, I like that friction burn's popping. That's what I'm talking about. So we did a friction burn on the outside rim. So it's just going to be slightly darker on this very, very top of this rim right here. So a little extra we added to it. And I like the little extras. I don't like stuff that's just too busy, but I like the little extra something that gives a piece a unique little, like a vibe, if you will. You'll hear me often say I love the vibe of that piece there or something like that. I like the vibes of pieces. And all the different components come together.
How did you do the friction burn?
I did that with sandpaper is what I actually did. I tried other kind of wood. That never really works out for me well. I know metal. Folks go use metal. But you got to be careful so it doesn't basically yank up freaking grain. So right there you can actually see that better. You see the friction burn? The difference between the little bit of sapwood right there? It really kind of stands out on that.
Big White Wolf says I thought you were going to throw Spectre against it.
Oh my goodness gracious, no. I don't beat up on. I like
Frost
Spectre.
says you sand Purple Heart slightly faster than a snail pace and you'll get one.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. It's harder on walnut, believe it or not. Purple Heart, anything like that right there. African Blackwood. You won't be able to see
JC
it.
says do you have any suggestions on what typo? Venus Tranquility says I guess I just need to get a good grip or I drop it.
Yeah,
Jack Frost says exotic oily woods get them easily.
they do. They do. With that, and harder, the more often it does. And I find the harder the wood, the more it happens. The harder the wood, the more it happens. There we go, guys. First soak.
JC says on what type of wood to use for wooden bowls and utensils.
Wooden bowls, utensils. You can pretty much use anything for a wooden bowl. If you want it to be kind of like food grade, Shishan mentioned that Purple Heart is actually okay for food grade. You're never wrong with walnut, cherry, maple. Those are three names right there that you're really always good with. When you start getting to oak,
Grandpa says I will not make a joke about hard woods and friction burns. Too much class.
too much class. You're always safe there. When you start talking about something you actually put food in, oak is safe, but the problem with oak, it is very, very porous and has a whole bunch of like open pores. Food can go in that and turn rancid. So you got to be really, it's kind of hard to keep oak super clean. Unless you just...
Slackatron says just avoid red oak, very porous.
Yes, or white oak. White oak's the
Big
same way.
White Wolf says Seclo so. Texas im freaking out RN. Im working on my first fine art pen for an extremely nice gallery and im so scared im going to mess it up. 6 different dyed exhibition grade bells segmented with argentium silver.
Wow, dang, Seclo. Nice. Did you make 2 of those blanks at one time?
Venus Tranquility asks, can I put guacamole in that?
Venus. Yeah, I guess so.
JC says, interesting. Good to know, thanks.
You basically want to stick away from some particular woods when it comes to food grade stuff. But also, if you're going to put food in something, make sure it's a very, very tight grained hardwood. But let's be honest, people for years were making bowls out of pine and making bread bowls out of it. Wouldn't really recommend it.
White Wolf 1972, you got this.
Wouldn't really recommend it, but you can do anything you want to, I guess. All right, the first soak, I give it a really, really heavy
Venus
soak.
Tranquility says, ha ha ha, you are so sweet.
Give it a really good soak, and then we're fixing to go give Grams a raid. I'm going to hang out for a few minutes, and I got to hop in the shower and get ready to go do our running around, a.k.a. rat killing.
Ladar says the pause just add some penicillin over time, hee hee.
All right, Ladar.
People were also drinking out of lead cups, so.
Yeah, right? Yeah, there's that. I'll make sure I swap these out. When you get oak, you actually get some of the grains.
Venus Tranquility says, I am not putting guac in a handmade bowl.
Well, it depends on the kind of bowl. I mean, I could make a bowl that'd be badass for guacamole. This isn't it, but I mean, I could.
Ladar says, but the lead added such a nice sweet taste to it.
Right! Hey, who is that, who was the Roman Caesar who actually drank that wine that was made out of the copper? Was it the copper pots that he literally went insane because of the